Bonjour, Angela, Parisienne Farmgirl, here in the Halfway Farm Kitchen at La Ferme Ami Chemin. And today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect pie crust. This is my great-grandmother's recipe, and what I've done is I've tweaked it a little bit to suit the ingredients that I use in my kitchen. This pie crust recipe will make you 2 9-inch pies with a little leftover dough for detailing. And we're 2 days out from Thanksgiving, and what I like to do is make these little leaves to put around the edges of my pie. Very fun. And as we get closer to Christmas, you're going to want to swap those out for Christmas ornaments and Christmas trees. But this recipe will make 2 9-inch pies and then a whole bunch of details for your pies. So I'm going to show you exactly what you need for this recipe, and we'll get started. What you need for this recipe, you are going to need 3 cups of flour. And for your family's health, I suggest that you use unbleached organic flour. If you have it to grind, go ahead and do so. You'll need 1 cup of lard. I do not use shortening. I do not believe in partially hydrogenated shortenings. You probably know that. Don't be afraid of using lard. It will revolutionize your life. If you can get it from like a local Amish farmer, that's cool. I actually ran out of mine from my farmer, and so I ran to Walmart and got a big tub of it in the Mexican aisle. So you will also need 1 teaspoon of salt. I use pink Himalayan salt for just about everything that I do. You need 1 egg, beaten, we'll do that. A little cold water, 3 to 5 tablespoons, and a tablespoon of white vinegar. Okay, just your standard vinegar. I use a Cuisinart for my pies. I'm sure Great-Grandma used a pastry masher. But go ahead and put your flour in the Cuisinart and your cup of lard. And your salt. Mine got a little wet from my dish. And you want to, the egg needs to be beaten, so go ahead and do that. Okay, and we're going to mix that all together. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix the egg, the flour, the salt, and the lard in the Cuisinart. And since we're not using a pastry masher like Great-Grandma would have, we want to be very careful not to over mix it, or else the dough will get tough. So we're just going to do it a little bit, and then we will add the vinegar, and then we'll add the sugar. Now we're going to do the embellishments. And for Thanksgiving, I use these little leaf dough cutters. I love them, and I edge my pies with these. I know a lot of people do crisscrosses, but I do a lot of like a Dutch apple topping on a lot of my pies, so I don't do a lot of dough pie crust, but you could easily take this dough and put it on top if that's what you like to do. So let's roll this out, and we'll make some of these little shapes. Get my blouse out of the way. I just got a view of the last clip we did, and my blouse was so puckered out it looked like my boobs were hanging down to my knees. So I've got my cameraman Aiden, and we're trying to make this look as good as we could, not showing you the ugly parts of our kitchen, the dirty dishes and stuff. He's doing such a good job. Alright, let's get this out. A little bit thinner, because you are going to add them to the edges of your crust, so you don't want it too thick on the edges. Okay. So these are really fun, and you're going to get addicted to them. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to them in the bottom of this video. But they're very fun. And what I do is when my pie is all done, then I'll place them all the way around the edge in a pattern. These just pop right out. They're so cute. And so I'll go around all the way around the edge of the pie when I'm all done, and decorate it that way. Oops. And you can get Christmas ones. They're adorable. I'll put links for all this in the bottom of this post. This dough makes enough for 2 pies and a whole sheet of embellishments. And usually what I'll do is I'll just double the recipe, and I'll make a couple and put them in the fridge or in the freezer and keep them for the next time I have a special occasion. Well, the sun has gone down and babies are up and now underfoot here in the kitchen, so I better wrap this up. But I'm glad that you enjoyed this pie crust tutorial, and I hope that you get to serve it for your friends and family on Thursday or this Christmas season. You can follow along at ParisienneFarmgirl.com for more tutorial videos and blogging about our life here on Halfway Farm or La Ferme Mamie Chemin, and you can follow me on Instagram and Pinterest and Facebook and all that jazz too. So you have a very, very happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you soon. Au revoir.